What up, homies? It's your boy, Mike Mason, live for another fireside chat. Tonight we have a really amazing demo from Glass Vegas 2019 with Rhino. I want to introduce my co-host, the beautiful Carrie Strope.
Hey y'all, what's up? Glad to be here. Glad you're joining us.
Yeah,
Excited to see
definitely.
this demo because I did not see it in Las Vegas at Las
Yes,
Vegas.
you were manning the HVO booth, which powered the demo stage, is that right?
That it did.
Not to turn this into an HVO ad or anything, but that's pretty awesome. You guys will see it in the background. Yeah, that's where Carrie works.
Yeah.
Among cold glass, warm glass process, you're amazing. You were making bellflowers on the torch the other day.
Yes.
She's a glassy lady.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, so like I said, Glass Vegas 2019, Rhino, one of my favorite artists, and I know you guys are familiar with his work, man. He's like one of the most bitten artists in the game. You know, everybody gets all uppity, like, oh, you can't make ducks? And it's true. You can't make ducks. Don't do that shit. No, for real, man, he is just somebody who's been in the game a long time and, doing this sculptural style kind of before it, paved the way for that. He's awesome. Super sweet dude. So yeah, couple things to talk about just before we jump into that. I got a giveaway for you guys a little later. Got a sticker pack over here set up, man. And this is actually one that somebody never claimed like a month ago or two or something. So it's going back into circulation. Man, it comes with some icane.
Nice.
I even threw in like a chunk of some other icane. It's got a clipper jet lighter in beautiful blue. That is awesome, man. I wish I could have kept that. Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I really appreciate everybody who tunes in. It means so much, and it makes it possible to keep doing this. So, man, I just appreciate everybody who tunes in, and that's why I do all these silly giveaways. I know most of you'd be here either way. And then, yeah, but for this giveaway, and for the night, we got something real special here. So that's going in the giveaway tip there.
Isn't that just perfect?
So somebody gets a
That's
rubber ducky
amazing.
who tuned in tonight. Speaking of how I make this possible, you guys, I wanted to just take like 2 minutes. I'll give you guys a quick update on Torch Pass. Torch Pass, you guys, $5 a month. I'm dropping 4 fire demos on there every month that hang out for 6 months. And this is an example of one of them that we're going to see tonight. Like, this dropped back in March, I believe, after Glass Vegas. So the homies who are pitching in, we dropped a whole bunch of awesome shows, but then there were a bunch of dank demos that went onto Torch Pass. And if you can't support, man, I love you for being here with us. It's okay. But if you do want to support my work and my ability to get to these shows and my ability to bring Carrie with me and my ability to bring out Whitefire to help film when we need another cameraman, and all of it so that you guys can get the dankest footage and so that we capture this stuff and really build this, make this the most documented time in glass history. This is what I have for you. Everything I film is for everyone, but all this stuff is hanging out there for 6 months after it drops. And just my way of saying thanks to the people who can pitch in, because, I hate to be that way, but it is so expensive to get to all of these shows, and every show is like a whole nother host of things, and it's hard to be on a budget when you're traveling randomly and that sort of thing. So if you guys can pitch in, it would mean a lot. If not, it's all good. I really appreciate that you're here and part of this party. But man, oh my god, that kinetic play, the Kentaro Yanagi demo, holy shit. If that isn't worth $5, you might be watching the wrong show. I don't know. I'm just saying, it'll drop later. But man, anyways, I just wanted to take one moment to bring you guys up to speed. Give you guys a look at the freshest shit. And I won't take any more of your time with that. Let's drop this heat that I know you guys want to see. Glass Central Station, that's me. And then in addition to you guys pitching in, these are the companies that pitch in every month and help make it possible. So this is a whole continuum. It's all very public. Everybody's pitching in a little bit to help make it possible for me, your truly passionate filmographer on a mission from Glass God, to be at all of these places and, to keep doing this and do it right. So anyways, all these are dope companies, though. I really appreciate their support, and It's just, there's no way around plane tickets and hotels and eating on the road, and we're blazing through a hard drive or two every year now, like giant ones. It just goes on and on. And anyways, all these cats are the ones making it possible, and some of you guys out there on Torch Pass. So that's how this all happens. I feel like we spent a little too long on that, but okay, let's get to the goods. Rhino, like I said, somebody I know most of you guys are familiar with, but what a pleasure to get to see him throw down. And here he's got the tubing that's going to form the base, so we get to see him how he breaks this down. And he's really going to just break off a section that he wants, and then kind of get a really solid blow tube on it, and then open it up in a very controlled manner so that it can form the bottom, and in Calmo it'll get lip wrapped and combined with the section of the duck yellow or whatever. You guys probably saw it in the thumbnail. So that's what's about to happen here. What's interesting and not interesting, or what's neat about what he's going to do here, is he gets an okay seal, but then you'll see in just a moment he really takes some time to work that in and thicken that area up where it connects from the blow tube to the color tubing. And if you're going to have like a nice project and you're going to start building off of that handle, it's like that extra time is what allows him to really work that section in without having to worry about the blow tube getting floppy. As soon as your blow tube gets floppy, you're completely fucked. You're instantly off straightness, and that means you can't put heat in evenly. You can't blow it out evenly. Gravity's not going to affect it evenly. There's all these problems that happen. So, you see guys who pull points, they'll go in and thicken that connection from the blank to the point, because the point handle is even thinner than a blow tube. It's all that same theory. Scientific guys do it with blow tubes. They thicken that area up, and what we'll see him do is kind of an exaggerated form of that. He really thickens that area up. You'll see. He kind of rolls it on the marver so that it remains a nice cylinder, but continues to thicken up. Nice little snap move there. Just put in that stress line with the marver. There's that HVO we were talking about in the background. Carrie, how big was that system that ran this demo stage? Like the three benches or three stations?
Yeah, so there were 2 and 3 benches. I think this was the Mighty Mite 80 with an 80-gallon storage and 50 liters a minute behind it.
Very nice.
So I think that was plenty.
Really nice.
I was going to ask if we were going to play the Noah drinking game tonight.
Right, yeah. Noah is the HVO tech who sometimes we see hanging out, because he's just usually kicking it in the booth. Carrie will venture out and talk to people, but he's back there waiting like a wolf in the shadows.
I didn't know you said so.
Yeah. No, but anyways, yeah, that was what is actually powering the stage, and it's a really nice system, super quiet, just hangs out there in the corner and does its thing. That was really sweet. And here, guys, he's got that blank separated out. He hasn't done that thickening move yet. He's just taking some time to put that dank heat in there. Speaking of drinking games, I think that's become our new Lauren stump. Whenever I say dank heat.
Dank heat, I like it.
Yeah, into the dank heat. It's always... For those of you just getting here, dank heat is really just my joking terminology for core heat. But I mean a core heat that's even from the core to the surface. That's what facilitates blowing out something evenly and that sort of thing. So dank heat, and often core heat, but dank heat to me is achieved by building up heat. It's kind of a concept, combining that concept of core heat with the concept of building up heat, which is how you get your core heat, because you can just rage on something and get a lot of heat into it, but the surface is going to be way hotter than the core, especially with a thicker piece of material. And the way to mitigate that is just time. Put some heat into it and then back off, come further out in the flame, or come out and just keep rotating and let that heat settle in, and then repeat that process a few times. I mean, I do the same thing for milli pulls. I do the same thing for the smallest hollow section. This is just a concept that I found to be one of the most true things. If you can build that heat up and get what I call that dank heat, you're going to have danker results. So that's what dank heat is to me. And like I said, it's a bit of a laugh, but it's also a very serious notion to me of how you put heat into a blank, and is it really dank heat, if you haven't put it in that way and built it up? and got it evenly. Anyways, here he's, condensing material on that blow tube and puffing it out, and like I said, using that Elmarver to keep it in a cylinder, so that now he's got this really thick section where it transitions from blow tube to the color. Excuse me. And now he can really put heat into that color without worrying about the blow tube getting loose on him. So, and it's like, I don't know, certainly not this guy, but there's cats out there who are, and there's nothing wrong with this. Some people are never going to be the most technical glass workers, but you come up with a concept and you get really good at that concept and that thing. But it's like, it's nice. Here's a dude who's like known for this sculptural thing, but he's also like a really clean technical glass worker here. Like, he's really preparing this section to be really even, to be able to work it really straight, to be able to do that lip wrapping calmo and keep it a really perfectly even band. This all comes from being, having all of your fundamentals down. And, like I said, now he's got this really thick connection over here. Now he's going to be able to open this hole really cleanly. He condensed this section of tubing back a bit, kind of gave it a chance to even out as he did so. So hopefully the walls are even. And now he's going to open an even hole and prepare to do that seal. And it reminds me of another one of my rambles, something I learned from Mike Gannan, Merge Scientific. For some of you guys, this will be nothing new, but he taught me a concept that he calls 40-40-20, and it's a methodology for seals. And it's that like the first 40% of your work is what he's doing now. He's opening a really even hole. He's getting the right amount of material there. He's drawing some material away so it's not all super thick at the edge. Having all this different thickness at the lip of the seal is not a good thing. If it is, you want them to match at least. If that's your thing, then do them the same. But here he's getting a really even hole, even material, really flush. Now he's making it flush with the use of this paddle. So this is going to be a really nice hole. This is the same steps that you do if you wanted to flare it into a foot, for example. Like the way he opened that hole would facilitate, a nice centripetal flare or whatever. Okay, and the next 40% of your work is sealing the holes together on your two pieces. And then the last 20% of your work is cleaning it up, like with a hand torch or wherever it'll be. But the bigger concept is that if you don't do a good job in the first part, that work transfers. So if you do 30%, you didn't get the holes perfectly even, or whatever it'll be. If you fuck up some part of the first one, it moves to the second. Now getting them holes sealed together properly and getting it ready to be cleaned up, that's all of a sudden 50% of your work. And if you don't nail the tag and the initial seal and everything, then it moves into the final step. And that's what happens a lot of time, especially for beginners. You got that seal and it's sealed, but now you're spending a ton of time with your hand torch chasing around differences and all that. That means that your work is transferred to the last 20%. And now what should be 20% could be 30, 40, 50, 75% of the process. So it's just something to think about as you open holes to have them sealed together and prepare them. And anyways, so you guys saw he pulled a stringer and he's lip wrapped this section now. And I think that what's interesting here is a lot of cats just do one wrap. He's done like a couple smaller ones. And I think what he's really mostly concerned about is getting an even amount of black material there. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat. Some people like to open a hole like that and then like make a Maria of a solid color and then seal that Maria on and then pop it open. And hopefully if you pop it in the middle, you end up with an even ring of color. That's another way. I mean, he just built it up. Some people will go in with a thicker stringer to get that same band. There's all these different ways to make this happen. Matascookie would just seal another tube on and then diamond shear it off right ahead. Oh, and I thought this was a cool moment. This homie came by and wanted to get this piece signed. And I just thought this was fun. It's something that I see happen every now and then. Like a collector will be at the show, they're a buyer for a shop or whatever. Or they just come out to the demo, and they got that case and they're like, yo. And they get to meet that artist that they respect, and have them sign the piece that it means something to them. I don't know. I think that's really neat. I love when I see somebody show up, like a collector shows up, and has like, oh, check this out, and they're the artist gets to take a moment and speak to a real collector of their work, you know? Some artists don't like that, but the ones who do, man, you know, you can tell that they'll sit down and talk to these guys for a minute, and it makes their fucking week, you know?
Yeah, it's value added. That's great.
That's fucking really cool. So I don't know, I left that little clip in. It was a sick piece. It was like, look, I want to make KM collabs. And yeah, like I said, it was just cool to see him sign that thing or whatever. And here he's got some tubing. Some homies were asking about this in the group earlier. Like, what color is that? And I didn't ask at the time, but I think it's probably North Star Canary. And then as you can see, it's been sleeved. There's clearly like clear glass coming off the end there. So he's gotten his crayon tubing, potentially just straight tubing form, and then sleeved it up in a layer of clear. And there's like, I think it's Torch Talk 117, or just if you just Google sleeving stock tube, maybe even add Torch Talk, it'll pop that video up where I take some just straight stock tubing that I bought and then prepare sleeves for it. It's, you know, not the craziest demo, but it's something really fundamental, and if you can do it right, you know, it'll make colors like this that are a bit tricky much easier to work. You know, the surface isn't going crazy, and they fucking behave. Any color behaves better with clear over it, but especially these touchy ass colors. So that's what happened here. He brought that color that way. This is the entire demo. We didn't miss anything. But so yeah, he's taking some tubing off the end and preparing it to be the ball that's going to connect to that other ball, or, you know, oval or whatever. Going to do the same thing here, I think, is, you know, open a controlled hole there. And just prepare to do that seal and have those holes really even, and that'll facilitate making the body of this rubber duck or whatever. But yeah, it's, like I said, really impressive. It's like, here's a guy who's got a real style, but also real technique. You know, it's no joke to have like a really crisp lines in there.
Chat's popping tonight.
Is it? That's great.
Yeah. Got all sorts of people getting ready to go to Melt. Derek Weaver's in here. Simply Glass. Dustin Amato popped in.
What? Oh shit! Yeah. Hell yeah! Good to see y'all, homies. I'm doing the narration thing, so it's hard for me to look at the chat, but it means a lot that you guys are here for this party. It means a lot to hear that some of y'all will be coming out to Melt. Yeah, man, I did mean to actually pop up some flyers and stuff earlier, but I got so caught up on my own thing. I'm a little selfish at times. Now, but yeah, Melt is coming up. We're leaving for that on Sunday. And as a glass blowing summer camp, I feel like everybody in my audience at this point knows exactly what it is. I have a Melt tattoo. That's how highly I think of Melt. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, so yeah, here he is opening a hole on this yellow. It looks orange because it's hot.
So hot.
Very hot. And yeah, see, you got those diameters really as close as possible. He's been taking his time to paddle it down a little when he saw that it needed to see. He's looking at it and really making sure that they match. See that now they're very close. All right. See that he didn't get them super molten. He gets them just hot enough to tack, but not so much that he couldn't break it off. You know, he like abort type of thing. And this is something we've seen in a number of demos. I almost call it like this Virginia, like cold and calmo style. Because like Santini, like taught Mattis Cookie that, and he does it that way. A couple of other guys will do it that way, where they'll put the colder pieces together. Justin Carter's another one. All these Virginia cats kind of pick this style up. It's part of my whole nother ramble. But all these guys in Virginia came through this VCU program with Emilio Santini as the short version of it. And Emilio Santini is an Italian maestro who came over and brought all these teachings from Cesare Toffolo. He's the true like link to you know, American pipe making to the Italian tradition. So this is something I've talked about at length on the show, and I'll try to avoid getting caught up in that right now, because look at what's happening. Amazing glass is happening. But anyways, to reel it in, it's that colder style of Encalmo. You know, a lot of people will just get both sides of the seal super hot. But if you fuck that up, you end up having to move a lot of material around. Whereas if you do it a little bit colder, you know, and then let, you know, the heat bring it together, a little trickier, you know, you have to really work the seal in. But it allows you to abort if you don't get that just right. And that can be an intimidating thing, you know, trying to seal two things together, and you know, when your hands aren't locked in and you've done it a bunch. So anyways, yeah, here he's just putting a bunch of heat. You can see a lot of the heat is in the tubing on the right hand side, the green tubing or whatever. Look like a pastel potion or something. Not really sure. When he's really blowing the seal out mostly on that side. And I think that's kind of a matter of pre-shaping. I think now that the seal's made, he's kind of pre-shaping that bottom, and then he's going to bring the other side out to its diameter. Just a guess. There's a Blossom over there and some of the live painters. Glass Vegas, the stage experience is crazy. Like, even, you know, if you just want to come out for the parties and all this, there's so many amazing demos to watch. Painting, live music the other night, the first night. There's just so much to see and do. It's an awesome experience. It really is. And the show is, man, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat who has had a booth there or can talk about it, but like, this show is slamming. It gets better every year, and people seem to do really well. They've now partnered with a show called TPE, which is the Tobacco Plus Expo, and they did this last year, and this is essentially like a huge tobacco shop expo that was going on at the same time last year. And they had an arrangement where those people could have like a free badge into Glass Vegas, and vice versa. And I can't speak to all the details there, but I know that this relationship was good. They're doing it again, so the same thing will happen where they've got all these additional buyers from the TPE. Yeah, not to get too caught up on that. I've never had a booth there, and I can only speak to it so much. I just know everybody has been doing really well. It's a fucking awesome show to...
Yeah, I've never heard of from any artist that has not had a good show there.
And guys, so here he now he's gone in on the other side of that seal, and he's bringing that diameter out to the side on the other one. My prediction was correct. No, just kidding. I was there, and you know, I edited it and all, but
It's that Johnny Carson character with the turban.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool how he is just going in on this off of a piece of sleeve tubing that like still has the clear end and everything on it. Like, this is the sort of thing I would never leave on in my own work, but he's done it enough. He knows that end is safe. And here we can really see that clean band of black glass that he laid between these two sections. And now he's getting this thing really hot and allowing a dank heat to saturate into both sides of this tubing, and see, giving it some time there. He didn't just immediately start puffing into that bad boy. He brought it out of the flame, and that's another chance to let heat soak in and even out. You'll almost always have better results if you do this before you puff. Some guys are fast, you know. They like to do their even heat, you know. It's even before they puff into it, the guys who do that and get good results. But still, you know, the cleanest workers I really do tend to take that extra moment after it comes out of the flame to let that heat homogenize. That's going to facilitate better, more even results. And there it is again. Give it that second. No rush. You can no rush the glass. She no like to be rushed. No, I don't know. All those Italian guys, they always talk about the glass that gets a woman or whatever. She no like me today.
That's right. Oh yeah.
That's right.
You did that earlier and somebody was like, "Oh my God, my dog." My dog just went nuts.
That's right. Don't forget about our giveaway, you guys. I got a sticker pack with Millie, jet flame lighter, and a rubber ducky.
It's not a Rhino, but
Yeah, not a Rhino, but it is a rubber ducky.
a reminder of the
Yeah.
Rhino experience.
It's actually a peroxywash rubber ducky, which is some kind of veterinary product. Carrie and I covered a veterinarian show recently. Really, she did. I just hung out and ate these free cups of popcorn and that sort of thing. That was in Kansas City. We determined that Kansas City style means
Soupy.
soupy. Everything we had there was just drenched. Like the pasta was like eating soup.
Watery soupy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sauce, but it's watery.
Barbecue was like it was soup. Everything. It was all great. Don't get me wrong. Just like damn, soggy ass town. So there, I think he really wants to have an even section of tubing to proceed with. So he's rolling it against the Marver and just making sure that that is really nice before he proceeds. All these little moves count. Look like that's Blossom Glass. You guys might remember her from the Champs Masters special. She competed in that, and she made a beautiful piece with all these flowers all over it. She did a demo at Glass Vegas, so she's on the stage where she worked with some of those flowers and stuff. But that Champs piece is really, I don't think I'll really forget that. I don't like whatever. When I see her, I'm like, oh, that piece.
Yeah, that was gorgeous because you could smell it too.
Exactly, that's where I was going with that. It had
Yep.
like all these real flowers all over it when she displayed it, and it just smelled incredible, and it was really a beautiful presentation. So anyways, yeah, that's in the one that's up now. So yeah, it looks like he's drawing out the diameter on that neck there and getting it ready to become a duck's head and that sort of magic. Alright, looks like here's where he's gonna really remove that material. He's got it. I really am like, again, I'm like taken aback that he's just left the end of the sleeve, you know, on there that way. That's like, man, who's a straight boss like that? And then he's even doing these snap moves and stuff, you know. It's like, ah, there's a little bit of stress in that from the sleeving. And what are you doing, man? Nah. Bosses like this don't gotta worry about that shit. That's just me being overzealous. And then that one of the biggest things, you know, like I get probably in any business is just like figuring out what steps aren't actually necessary. You know, like you get a lot faster at doing stuff, you know, because you figure out the faster ways to go about it and which steps can truly be skipped, you know, or combined with other ones. And that's really in any process. But there was an example of one. He did not take the time to neck down that end of the tube where the clear came off or any of that. And it's like, nah, it's still fine inside. It's never going to crack on that edge to the clear. He probably takes some time there and gets that really hot to that edge, you know? But anyways, enough about me obsessing that he left that clear end on the sleeve.
We're getting in trouble with Simply Glass in chat for hating on Kansas City, but we're not hating on Kansas City. We're just simply pointing out their...
Yeah, their proclivities.
Yes. Exactly.
No, yeah, it was dank. We
Yeah,
went
it was a
to
great
an
time.
amazing place. Where do we go? Charbecue or what was Char Bar?
Yeah, Char Bar. The
Char Bar was
Westport
good.
neighborhood and Beer Kitchen.
Yeah, these places were good.
The Italian place we went, the appetizers and salad were awesome, and I'm pretty sure the dessert's good too. I just don't recommend getting pasta
Yeah, the
anymore.
pasta was kind of crazy.
Like
And
ramen.
they got all
Ramen
desperate
Italian.
and tried to like cook it down or whatever, and it just made it worse. It was like, no, we're tight on that. Soup. My homie got a little too bold with that punny there, but
You know to do that.
these things happen.
He's
Yeah,
showing you what not to do.
it was just for show.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Mike, I think your audience will really like this. Watch this.
Yeah, just couldn't see him say that. That's the type of shit that happens. It's just, can't freak out. It's no big deal. Just put your punny back on.
Yeah.
Harder to do in the moment when something crazy happens. But gotta almost have a zen thing there, you know? Train yourself to not respond.
Yeah, I'm sure one, demoing in front of a bunch of people, and two, having a camera on you doesn't make any difference.
Right. Yeah, I'd never be this cool. But get that goddamn camera out of my face, Mike Mason.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm just playing. Yeah, huge shout outs to Rhino, man. He's a super cool cat. Really appreciate him letting me put a camera in his face. Ran into him again at the DFO. Got to film a bit of him and AKM making an absolutely incredible piece. You could really see that band of heat even out. There was like a little bit of a cold spot in the beginning, but as you just made more and more rotations, see that, taking that time again, no rush. Let that heat soak in and even out. And if there's any part of even the stock tubing that might have had different chords of diameter or viscosity, that those are gonna, the heat will transfer around a little bit when it has time to settle down, and hopefully they'll even out a bit. So just something to notice is the timing at which he comes out of the flame and then inflates. All right, so check that. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're not explaining anything, somebody was asking if the Torch Bass videos had audio, or what's up with that?
If the demo was narrated, it has the audio. If the demo was not narrated, it just has music. So it's a lot like the times when we're out of town, you know, or whatever. All the gas conference demos, for example, are narrated by the artists. They're really amazing. And then others just have music. I'd like to do narrated versions of them someday, but it'd be like doing a whole nother set of shows on top
Gosh,
of the...
could you imagine how much you'd save yourself there? Then it'd just be like, all right, it's Tuesday night, let's run this. And Mike
Right.
doesn't even have to be here to let you guys listen to him ramble. It's a
Yeah.
free ramble.
It's more fun when we're all here live together having this party, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If it's gonna be pre-recorded, I'd rather just put music over it, you know? And those are a lot of fun, too. Who doesn't...
Somebody was saying earlier in chat that they were so happy that you were here chatting to them. So.
Well, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Yeah, we took a little while off there. You know, I moved. Some of you guys may not know that, but I moved from Virginia to Nebraska. Carrie's actually like right down the hall now instead of being half the country away. Yeah, and you know that's really great. But yeah, it was definitely a time of transition and a time with so many events. There wasn't really an opportunity to do a proper live thing, and you know, we were settling into something of a new groove. The homie Will is off doing his Deep Sky Dude thing. So if you guys aren't familiar, check that out. It's deepskydude.com if you want to keep up with what Will is doing. And but anyways, yeah, no, it's nice to be back here doing this thing where we get to talk and Yeah.
So current status, this thing looks like one of those Christmas ornaments from the 70s with the bubbles in it, the liquid things that,
Okay, gotcha.
you know which ones I'm talking about?
Big top looking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got them in like doctor's offices.
Okay.
Now if you touch it, you get some kids flu.
All right.
I know,
Wasn't aware of that, but okay.
yeah, it's parent talk, you know.
Okay.
Doctors, I mean, they'd be getting like all the donations that nobody wants to buy a bunch of new toys for a bunch of sick kids to fuck up. So, you know, it's got to be like at least not the doctor's offices I go to. You know, I'm just kidding.
Wow. All right then.
Yeah. No,
That was Virginia.
They've always got. Well, no, I mean I'm just kidding. I just mean to say there's probably some like super fancy doctor's offices that have, well, excuse me, all the newest kids' toys, but the ones I go to have all like the old school stuff. Anyways, and yeah, look at the shape of this thing now. You know, it's clearly got the head bubble shaped out, and then work the rest of that thing down to essentially a stock piece of tubing that he can affect now as he wants. There we go. He's gonna make this thing into a joint, and then actually put a joint into it and make a new handle. It's pretty fucking awesome. Really unique approach, actually. Didn't want to spoil the surprise. And here, look at that move there. You know, angled, rolling on the Marver to get this conical shape, you know, while hitting it from the inside as well. And look at how crisp that is. Like I said, man, here's a guy who's like got a real vision and all that, but man, if it isn't backed up by extremely technically proficient flame working. Really impressive. Like, he really knows how to get the shapes that he's looking for and all that. If there had been more time to prepare, I would have actually really liked to have had him on, and he's such a nice cat. I think we will in the future, because I'd really like to ask him about his background and his approach to flame working.
Definitely.
Yeah, really nice guy. That I don't think that's impossible at all. So hopefully he can join us one day down the road. I feel a bit remiss in that I didn't schedule this out properly enough to ask, but it is what it is, man. We're on a roll. We'll be off to Melt on Sunday, and then I will not be returning for like a few weeks because I've got stuff to help the Melt boys out with after, and then scooping my car back in Virginia, and then heading up to Pipe Classic for a whole week of amazing glassworking. And here he is, guys, using the joint holding tool there to really give that thing a proper joint shaping, and now he's using the real joint to see if that thing fit right. So that thing is opened and now to the same profile as a joint, like a 14 mil, I think. Maybe an 18. I think he wanted to lip wrap this one as well. So here's an opportunity to see like how to lip wrap a joint kind of after the fact. In one of them like lemon sprays, like them singers or whatever, like you know, like my throat's kind of talking too much. Really fun that, you know, I mean, it reminds me of like the Whitney Harmon or whatever thermochromatic banger, you know, like the base of this rig is ready to take a dab off of. You can tell by the heat of the yellow cadmium color. That joke went over Carrie's head, but I assume the audience is out there laughing along with me.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by chat.
Okay.
You got folks excited to see you up at Pipe Classic even. Yeah, Mike's getting ready to go on another extended trip here because after Melt, I'm coming back to deal with the cats and work and such, and he's going to go head back down to Norfolk with his buddy Rob and pick up his car and then drive up to Vermont and then drive cross country again.
Yep.
That'll be fun though. That classic.
Yep. I'm a Rolling Stone.
Yes. Yes, you are.
And look at that. He added a significant amount of that black there. Reminds me of that book, Invisible Man. Take y'all back to like high school English class or whatever. That's still a relatively new book when I was in high school, but we all had already figured out it was decent. Anyways, it's a pretty awesome novel if you're not familiar. But at one point, the character, he gets a job at this paint company. It's a book that has a lot to do with race and that sort of thing.
They throw paint on him, and then he's not invisible anymore.
Well, that's not the whole thing there, but...
Oh, right. Yeah, there were two. There was one that dealt with race, and then there was one that was sci-fi. And
I wasn't trying to get that deep. There's just this funny thing, like they had this paint company, and like they had this white, and their white was like the brightest white. And the secret was that they added a little bit of black. And it's, like a metaphor or whatever. But,
right.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just reminded me of a silly plot detail from a book that I read 25 years ago. But whatever. Good book. Good book.
And somebody's mentioning in chat that they're watching this in black and white.
What?
Whoa.
Why? I'm like...
their phone is set on night mode, apparently, so it watches in black and white.
What? That's crazy, man.
And you're getting wishes for a police-free road trip.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, because I'm probably going to
help him.
Yeah. Well, see, guys, check it out.
Like a law-abiding citizen, yes.
I found this new product on Amazon, and there's silicone sleeves that go over a can. So you could be jamming on like an IPA or a whatever.
Oh, baby.
And it looks just like a Coca-Cola.
We had those when I was growing up. My dad they were little vinyl covers. They were wraparounds. So he had one that was kind of a Mountain Dew one, except it was like a hee-haw or something, and it just wrap around his Bud Light can, and then kids in the back seat complain that we're thirsty, so he'd give us a drink and be like, that's awful, I don't want that.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, curious.
Thanks for that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I would never drink alcohol and drive, but I would probably might do some other things, you know what I'm saying? So
3E's got some Burlington brewer recommendations for you.
Oh, Eli in the house. Cheers, man. Good to hear you with us. Woo! All right. So I think he's going to be making some solid parts here to add on. So condensing some black back. Or not black, rather, the color back. It was the black before, but... Clean that end off. Like, even if you're boss with the CADs, those ends always get funky because they get nipped or cut, whatever. So they're always going to scuzz up. You got to remove those. I know you can see those candles are, this is a somewhat neutral flame. And that, Lawrence Stump, that's what he taught me to, how to work cadmiums. A lot of guys like that oxidizing flame because it's colder, but you're pushing so much oxygen that it becomes aggressive, especially with the GTTs. It's not to say one is right or wrong. It's just a different school of thought. It looks like he's going somewhat neutral here. Just something I like to notice when cats are working these sensitive colors. Another thing you notice is that there's just no stopping. That's one of the main things to me with these colors is just constantly keep them moving, dance around a bit if you have to. But if you pause for a moment, that's when you super eat one part, and There's just gases in there that need to get out and everything. You bring them up to the right temperature and then they're good. But yeah, you know the deal. I think the it reminds me when I first started, I was like an apprentice at Redemption, like a prototype shop, you know. Shout out to Fat Mike, rest in peace. But yeah, at one point Mike handed me a big box of color shorts, you know, and he was like, he gave me a little lesson, showed me how to make dabbers out of them, and was like, go to town. And nobody told me that I was supposed to be scared of cadmium colors or anything. You know, I just boiled one up and I realized, I was like, oh shit, these ones you gotta work a good bit slower, and you know, and that's just what it is, you know. They work them further out in the flame until they really develop that dank heat, that core heat. Then you can bring them further in and treat them a little more aggressively. And I feel like people psych themselves out a little, you know? If you don't think it's a big scary thing, you know, you just figure out what you gotta change and that, and then other cats are like 5 years in and they're like, oh no, I can't fuck with those colors. And I was like, really? Like, who scared you? That's my like tough love ramble.
Yeah, I was working with some soft glass reds yesterday and was wondering if I was boiling them on the alpha, but I think I did all right. They're just really dense when they get stacked up.
Hmm. And yeah, guys, cool little trick there. You hit this little gather into the marble mold to help round it out. Marble molds are not necessarily just for marbles, you know, like you can use them on hollow sections of things to help round out a bubble really quickly, or round out a little solid section that's going to become something else. And we got a cool painting going on over here. If there's any artists out there, I believe Glass Vegas has like
the t-shirt design contest.
Got t-shirt design contest going on.
Right.
There's prizes and all that. And I think somebody will like win a spot to come out and paint live or something. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's it.
The place to find out is in the link in the video description to the Glass Vegas. I'll pull it up now.
I was just gonna post the Instagram.
Okay, yeah, it's there in the thing. Okay, t-shirt design contest deadline is extended to September 15th. You win a free booth, a hotel, and you get to paint live on stage for Glass Vegas 2020.
Nice.
Yeah, so any of you guys are artists out there and want to get creative, man, by all means, that's on the Glass Vegas Instagram, Glass Vegas Expo. And if you're watching this years from now, sorry, but you know, check out whatever Glass Vegas 2023 is up to. Whatever, I don't know. I don't think this show is stopping. And there it is. Check it out, guys. So like I said, not necessarily just for things that are round, it's just for making things round temporarily with that marble mold. Now he gave it this big mash. And I think you guys can imagine where this is going. I think this is going to be the bill.
Does anybody else ever look at Rhino and think that it's Kevin Beecher, or is that just me?
I think that's just you.
It's not exact, but there's something about their faces that is similar.
I think they just wear the same type of like zip up pullover thing all the time.
That could be it too.
It could be it. I think I just nailed it. Shout outs to the homie Kevin, man. He's one of the melt organizers. Really looking forward to seeing him and all the other melt guys and all of y'all that are coming out to melt. Fuck yeah. Very excited about this. So yeah, there's a lot going on this stage. There's multiple painters, multiple glass artists going down. Blossom spent about 50% of her demo over here hanging out with Rhino, but you know, that's what it is. I'm only half kidding.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so check it out. He's gonna slice this bad boy off and get it ready to be, connect to the, give it that profile so it can connect to the guy. So he drew a little material out there. I think that was to reduce the thickness so that when he cut it and the thickness kind of bunches up, it doesn't get so bad. See that now he's been able to push it back and the thickness hasn't changed that much. Whereas if he just sliced straight through it, there'd be this big bunching up of material and you'd almost have to mash it back down on either side. And I feel like drawing out a little material really facilitated a clean cut. Just something to think about, something I noticed. Maybe there's just too much material and I'm full of shit. I don't know. But I think like I said, thinning that out just right ahead of the cut made that cut, the material facilitated it staying even. And there it was.
Wow, it's a duck. Look at that.
It's close. All right, here we go. Gave it a little bit of a puff, And both sides are hot and all, but when you do these seals, you always want to give it a little bit of puff to help facilitate if there is any push on the inside, it kind of helps push it back out. And now he's going to really work that in. No bridge. He's a wild man. At least no bridge yet. I thought what's about to happen, the way that he finishes this, is really neat. Like I said, the joint's going to go into this top and then it's going to bridge up to the bill. It's a really unexpected setup. That's really clever. It's one of the... I thought this was a really cool demo. It's a pleasure to watch this cat work. I'd never had the opportunity to see him do anything, and it's just really nice to see that he's a very, very fundamental, clean, very skilled worker of glass. I was really impressed. So there he gave that where the bill connects to the piece, he kind of gave it that crisp. Just got that edge looking nice. The seal's right, but now he wanted to give it more of an edge again. So that's the way he did that. Really got that seal happy first. Then just use the edge of the graphite thing. Just a quick move. There now, he let gravity get it started, and then now he used that marver there to push in the beak where it pushes up, or the bill or whatever rather. What did the waitress say to the duck? Whatever.
What?
Put it on your bill. There, it was lighting the inside of that. The inside surface there probably just scuzzed up a tiny bit or something, because it's a pretty aggressive move. So we went in there and just lit it up and made sure it's happy. Excuse me.
Some really nice comments in chat.
Aw.
They appreciate you.
Oh, me? Aw, thanks, guys. Y'all are too kind. I really appreciate all y'all out there. For real, you guys are really tuning in and being here with me and making this thing a fun party for all of us, and something that's beneficial for the artists and for these events. I really am. I'm grateful for that. You guys are who make that possible. I get to do something that sincerely makes me happy, that makes me feel useful. That is something special and something that I appreciate. So yeah, man, I sincerely do appreciate everybody who's out there tuning in and part of the community around this. And yeah, we love each other. Fuck yeah. I'll be right back. I do believe that we're adding some eyes here, though.
I was wondering if it was beer time yet.
Oh, it's time for another beer. That's right. Definitely.
So glad you could all join us. Really excited to see everybody at Mount next week. Like Mike said, we're leaving on Sunday. Get in the night before and kind of catch our bearings, get ready, organize with the guys. They've got the demo stages in the main tents. Salt, Phil Siegel, Itai. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but that could be everyone. We're going to try and catch some of those and possibly even get to share that with you. So there's going to be a lot of great things to watch coming up, especially for the Torch Pass folks, early viewers. You just ran up and down the stairs super fast.
Well, can't believe
the audience awaits.
Can't be leaving my homies.
This is true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Melt lineup is amazing. So many friends and artists that I'm looking forward to seeing, and yeah, we're gonna yeah, guys, this is kind of fresh news, something that's kind of worked out in the past week. I'll be running the camera like at the main stage, and we're gonna have 2 big ass TVs, so it's gonna be my camera running these 2 big screens. So if you come into the main stage, like where the main demos are at, those are going to be really big screens you can watch, like pull up, and hang out and burn one, do whatever it is. And then that content is going to form its own series here for us. That's going to be called Melt University. And I don't know what Salt and Itai and Phil have planned, but that's the plan on my end and with the Melt homies. So huge shout outs to them for considering that and allowing it to go down that way. I'm really excited, and that's something really special to be able to share eventually. So if you can't make it to Melt, you're still going to miss out on a shitload of amazing stuff, but I think this year I'm going to be able to capture some really amazing stuff from the main stage, which has generally been either not filmed, or kind of locked away in a hard drive somewhere. And I'm really excited to be able to share that stuff. So, like I said, huge shout out to the Melt homies for letting me in on that. And yeah, that's going to be fucking sick. So yeah, Melt University, look forward to that in like 2020 probably is when that'll happen. Maybe we'll do some, I don't know exactly. But I'm very excited about it. And here we go. Look at this. Using every sculptor has his knife. You didn't think we'd get a sculpting demo without a knife, right? But no, he really cleaned up the profile under there. Added a little like bottom lip of the thing, right? Oh, thank goodness this is the last of these Boat Swain American IPAs. And I purchased, they're $5 for a 6-pack.
He couldn't resist.
At Trader Joe's. Yeah, I mean, I had to find out the hard way. And but y'all don't. It is truly disgusting.
I don't know, if you don't like IPAs, it's probably a good beer for you.
No, it doesn't. I don't think this beer would please the casual beer drinker. Your PBR guy or your Bud Light guy or your IPA guy. This beer pleases no one. But I must drink it.
Of course, you can't let that shit go to waste.
No.
If you let it sit there, then it turns to vinegar, right?
I don't know about that, but...
Somebody's saying they, gosh, where was it? All right, so Jeremy in chat, he was saying, he says, best videos next to Corning on YouTube. He enjoys all the fucks and shits from Mike. You don't get that from Corning.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot for real. Corning is kind of, in my mind, the gold standard of, how glass is shared. There's some really amazing channels. I really like the homie Harvey. I'm pulling a blank here. The Pipe Dreams homie. I think it's Harley. Anyways, his channel is amazing. The video work is really clean. They're not like hour and a half long. You know what I mean? They're cut down. They're beautiful. They're a lot more like Dustin Revere used to do. I think those are really excellent. There's some things out there, but anyways, just to be part of the patchwork, or whatever tapestry of information that's out there and capturing this stuff, it means a lot. And yeah, Corning has always been the gold standard for me. Now here, guys, it's getting the little side wings or whatever. He just gathered that up, and now he's pulling it off. And look at that, flipping a little back, going back the other way, and then he's going to cook it all in. This is kind of like, I guess what they call additive sculpture, When you're just starting with this shape and then adding to it to get there. It's a technical term. Just playing. Carrie has secretly abandoned us. It's so quiet now. All here alone with my thoughts. Nah, man. I am looking forward to Melt. We're leaving for that Sunday. So it's like, man, I've got a million things to do between now and then, so not even a chance to pause. I'm really looking forward to seeing a bunch of you guys out there. I look forward to seeing some of you guys out there maybe coming out for the first time. I know a ton of people are coming out this year for their first time. The message is finally sunk in. Whatever. It really is, though. I had a feeling it would be like this because, I mean, I can even jealousize all I want about it or whatever. But sometimes you just need to hear it from like a few of your good friends, and then it's like, oh damn, Mike wasn't bullshitting. Okay, I get it. It's a lot to invest and all that, but man, for what you get, the experience, the food, the everything, it's a whole summer camp worth of stuff. But I mean, the torch tent, kicking it with the 100+ of your homies melting all at once. Incredible classes with some of the best. It was a really fun experience. So I'm really looking forward to that. Not to take away from what we're watching now, though, man. And look at that cool shaping move that he did there. Like I said, he cooked all that back and then whoop, gave it that angle. And now he's going to repeat that process. And there's Blossom again. Y'all thought I was kidding about earlier. About how she spent a lot of her time on the stage watching Rhino. But who can blame her? She's super cool. Y'all should have seen her at the Millie party holding down one of the hot tubs in the back. Yeah.
Oh, really?
You don't remember that?
I don't.
We walked in and it was like her.
Oh,
She had, like, all
right.
these-
They weren't full of, they were empty hot tubs. I do remember this. Right? They were just like chilling in the hot tub, but there was no water in them.
I can't remember. I think she may have been in one that was actually going.
Really?
I don't remember. No, you got me confused now. It was the Elvis suite. Of course the hot tub was going. I think she was in the one that was going. There were some people probably...
We need to plan better next year then.
Things got loose. No, she was in the hot tub with a whole bunch of homegirls. It was quite the party crew in there. And that, I mean, gosh. And, how could we talk about Glass Vegas and not talk about the Millie meetup party?
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, they did it in the Elvis suite this year. Mm-hmm. Huge shout out to Isaac, the homie, the Dopals homie, one of my sponsors who helps me get to all these shows. Yeah, man, this party, he's done it each year at Glass Vegas, and I remember help cleaning up the very first year, and then the next year, and then this past one was just, holy shit. There's so much going on at Glass Vegas. It is truly incredible. There's the World Series of Glass thing that they do there, which is a competition. They do a marble exchange. What else is there? What am I spacing on?
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we're getting later into the show.
I just saw the Las Vegas post for tonight's show. Shout outs to Dustin because I think he's the guy that organizes that.
Yeah.
Picture Rhino with Mike on camera.
Aww.
That's sweet. Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah, I appreciate the homies helping spread the word. That's too kind. I really like everybody who puts on that show and is involved. It is really such a great time. I love all the media cats that come out too, all the other media guys, you know. Shout out to the Rebellion 9 dudes. They're super cool. And everything about that show is awesome. And here, yeah, just adding these attachments, solid glass, you know, he gets it on there, kind of globs it on and gets it to shape. I'm not sure what I can add to that.
It's a duck.
It is a duck, man. It's fucking awesome. Look at how adorable it is.
It is.
Yeah, they got the Boro Derby. That's going to be at Melt. That's also at Glass Vegas. That travels to a number of shows. And yeah, the World Series of Glass has categories for like shot glasses, millis, collabs, solo pieces. It really is. It really is awesome. They had a glass orchestra.
Oh, right. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was really, really neat. And it was like a whole stage full of people with all different glass instruments, and they were fucking jamming. Like, it was really good. Like, there's like this MIT glass band where like they sit around, but I don't mean this in a bad way, but look like some real deep hippie shit. Like, they're just sitting there like playing blocks and whatever, you know. Like the glass orchestra, man. Was like, don't get me wrong, you know, the MIT one, they do really neat stuff. It's just a different type of glass performance, whereas the Glass Orchestra was like a fucking jammin' rock band, you know what I mean? It looked like Parliament Funkadelic in the 70s going to town, all these different homies up there with all these different crazy things. It was awesome. Like, they fucking rocked. Yeah, I mean, the first night, the bands were amazing. Hyrie and Ganja Farmer. Marlon Asher. I think many of you guys saw the Glass Vegas Onstage video that I did. I'm actually pretty fucking proud of that, you guys, because I took, you know, I filmed all the bands and then I wove those into quick cuts of all these demos. So there was like a section with Rhino, with Eugene, with a bunch of these cats. I don't know, I just wanted to do my best to kind of capture my experience there, which was the stage. You know, that's mostly what I filmed. The bands, and then just living there for all these demos. So that's the footage I had. But I don't know.
Did we get video? Did we get any footage of the glass band? I don't remember.
No.
It was like
no, I thought maybe Will was gonna film on them, but I don't know. I don't think it actually ever happened.
Later in the day.
Yeah.
I think I took like a little bit of footage and went live, maybe, but like I don't know, but.
Yeah, no, I wish I had stuck around to film them, but there was something else I had to do. Like, I remember having to leave after that. And I remember being like, all right, you guys going to film that or something? But it is what it is. That's one that it was. But anyways, if you're not familiar with that, check out that Onstage special. It's, I don't know, like a few months back. I did it relatively soon after the show. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. As just a way to watch. If you watch that, like, I really feel like you'll get a good feel for what it was, you know, what it was like there. Not the whole party, but what it was like to be hanging out at the stage at Glass Vegas, at least. You know, beautiful music from really good bands and amazing glass work from awesome artists and painting and all of that as well. And look at this bad boy. This thing is adorable. It's really taken on most of its shape here. And I think we're getting into the point where he's going to do that. He's going to use that top being shaped like a joint to his advantage. To post up to it, like with the joint bridge to the beak, or the bill, whatever you want to call it, and then to get the bottom ready. You may need to do the plumbing first. Testing my memory. Things are about to happen. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think we're going to get into like the downstem and the joint and stuff before he does that switch. But both of those things are happening soon. Yeah, so here's I think where we're going to get into the downstem and the joint, which is always fun. And he's got what looks like maybe the other end of that tubing that he sleeved up, you know, and probably pulled it down. Get out of here, Blossom. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, now.
I'm just playing. It's funny. It's like... So yeah, there's like, that's a 10 mil Griffin, I think Griffin, joint reamer. They have like the reamers, which actually are like octagonal shaped to actually form the shape of the joint, and then there's the holders that are actually like a metal looking joint. I don't even have the holder ones. I just prefer the reamers. They do like 90% of the work. And you know, there's an episode where I did like a 10 mil banger hanger. This is similar, even though I started with clear tubing. Like I get my section hot, and then I kind of go into it with the whole blade of my jack to widen the profile a little bit. And then I know that it's ready to kind of form that joint all the way down. And I think that's a bit of what he did there, because he's used the joint former, but he's also using the longer reamer. And I think he's just making sure that the whole channel down is proper. Kind of the same way that I was going in on a clear blow tube, you know, with the blade of that jack, just to do some initial widening, especially a little bit further down the tube. Because you don't want it to tighten up so much right when you put that joint like former in there. It just makes this like little kinked up section. You don't want that to happen. So it's best if it, you know, can naturally kind of take the reamer as it goes all the way down in. Not all of a sudden hit some thicker pocket or whatever. So yeah, if you can ream it out all the way down first and then let the reamer come in and finish the shape on the rest of it, then all the better, or whatever. And yeah, I really like that tool. That reamer is... That really does a lot of the work. And here again, it's like, I don't think he was feeling like he was getting all the way in, you know? So he wanted to ream a little bit further down. Same thing, I would just slice in there with that jack blade. Jack blades, it's crazy how, you know, they're intimidating at first. We're on a very random rant now, but I don't know, I was randomly thinking about this the other day. Like, I hadn't, completely unrelated to actually melting glass. I was just like, damn, it's crazy how jacks become like your fingers after a while. And that's what it feels like, you know, like even from even the longer ones. It's like, after you disassociate that length, Once you get used to them, you know, your brain just forgets how long they are and all that bullshit and how awkward it is. And they just kind of become like your little fingers that you can actually stick into glass. It's awesome. Mic on jacks.
Mic out.
And again, I think it's so cool. I love these colors. You could tell that piece was in the kiln before, you know, because it was all orange, and now it's mostly going yellow on the parts that aren't getting worked. It's like the, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Whitney Harmon. He's got a banger, you know, for doing.
Right, it uses for this. It's just for like, CBD. Duh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, well, it's like a 2-layer one that has a layer of frit in it. So when you heat it up with your torch or whatever to get ready for vaporization or whatever, the idea is that when it's like super orange, it's too hot, but if it's yellow, it's too cold. So like right in the middle, you know, is like the right shade. So you know, you can just, that's what they call it, the thermochromatic thing, you know, because the color or the temperature lets you know when it's ready to be used. No more time is needed.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
That's a clever thing, and they're fun. Anyways, that's what it reminds me of, you know, because you can just really see this beautiful temperature gradient in these colors.
Angry Smurf wants some of what you're smoking. I'm not sure why, but whatever you said.
I smoke only the finest CBD extracts legal in Nebraska, my friend. It's,
which is maybe none.
None, really? Oh, never mind.
I'm not really sure.
I don't smoke. What are you talking about?
Well, tobacco.
I'm just playing.
Tobacco pipe.
I definitely don't smoke that. It's like, man, yeah.
Vape pens are legal?
There we go. Push that Maria on the back to seal it in with it in the holder after forming the joint. So there's just an interesting order of operations there. I find that stuff fascinating.
That's a graphite holder, right?
That is a graphite holder, yeah.
I remember somebody posting on Instagram with a, what was it, a steel or a brass graphite holder?
Sure.
Having issues with?
Well, I remember talking about that. They were cracking them because they didn't pre-warm it enough. And those metal ones will suck a lot of heat out. They're heat sinks.
Oh, yeah.
That was that guy's problem for sure.
Metal is a conductor. Glass is an insulator.
Yep. They're sealing up to a blow tube there. And this is the same thing I do with like rods if I'm sealing a post onto them or anything like that. Just using the L-marver there to just ensure that diameter on the outside is the same, and that makes it really straight. You know, that's the real deal there. So yeah, he slid that bad boy into that joint that he'd already formed on the top. And here's where things get pretty fucking awesome. I think this is a unique approach to finishing. Definitely something to tuck away. And this definitely saves him the trouble of having to like do a cold seal to that thing or do a hot seal to it or whatever. Or having to lip wrap that joint after all this extra shit is done. At the end, you know? And then how would he flatten the bottom properly and all that? This allows him access to what he needs when he needs it. And I thought bridging to the beak, or the bill rather, is very unique. Very it's one of those things you might not have thought was how it happened. So yeah, cleaning those seals up there. So now that thing is stuck in there with the you know, formed to the joint, but also bridged. So extremely secure handle here. But one that can also come right off, clean up that bridge spot to the bill, and we're out the game, baby. So I found this really neat. And now that it's cleaned up on the one side, it's acting as a bridge for the bridge. This bridge is all the way down, baby. Really lasered up triple mix flame there too. He's not trying to heat a bunch of extra space on that blow tube or any bullshit like that. He's just trying to spot heat those welds. So that thing is like lasered out. Oh, she's back. I really should have made this the title of this, like, rubber duck rig with Rhino featuring Blossom.
Cameos from Blossom?
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit, she's got the same water thing as me with the magnetic lock cap.
No way.
No, I don't think that
hers
is it.
Purple, yours is blue.
Well, it's not the same color, but and hers looks like it has some cap that doesn't go on. Mine's got the magnetic cap. They got these new water bottles, y'all, and the cap, instead of just be like falling into your face, if you like tilt that bitch upside down, you know, like it's like, oh man, there's a cap in my nose. That's a thing of the past. That's 2019 shit. 2020, we're over that. This thing has a magnetic cap that, like, as soon as you open it, it sticks to the side. So when you turn it upside down, it can't fall back down and hit you in the nose.
Oh no.
Never again will humans have to face that indignity.
Quack, quack, Jeremy.
Wait, what?
In chat.
Are they making duck puns? Oh.
It's cute duck. Let's hear. Can we hear the squeak?
I'm tempted to keep this thing just to make it like for, you know, when I make a good point, you know?
God.
That's some serious dang heat, y'all. Type of thing.
We could just go to PetSmart.
Yeah, you'll see the dislikes start coming in every time I do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Mike, you're making my dogs freak out. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that painting back there, man.
I was gonna say, somebody sliced that dude in half.
Mario has been vivisected or whatever. And they bring out some awesome artists. They bring out really, really good musicians. For real, y'all, check out that Glass Vegas Onstage. It has a whole bunch of mini demos and then a really, really, like, an involved one at the end with Eugene. Like, I don't think there'll ever be a full video of Eugene's demo because he did a Filicello, whatever. And, like, we filmed him. I know every one of you guys watched that at Corning. It's, like, the most popular video on the channel. And, you know, so I felt like showing the newer parts. I felt like showing how that evolved. And that's in that video. He did a really cool method of backing it, where he blew out a bubble onto it. And it's like similar to a Swedish overlay. The Corning homie Eric Goldschmidt informed me. Here he's blowing out a bubble to insert that downstem, you guys. And check that out. He's wiping a little material away. Whenever you open a hole to insert a ring seal or whatever, always remove material. The reason I was mentioning this earlier about not having that thick lip at your seals, you really want to avoid that. You want the material at the seal to be the same as all the material going into it. And if you just pop a hole and ream it, then all that material that was taking that space up, is now at the edge of the hole. You don't want that.
Insulator. It's going to cause heat issues, yeah?
Exactly. It's going to cause problems. And when all these beginners, you know, they're like, oh, why is my joint seal cracking? And 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, even, I look at it and there's all this extra glass in the seal. That's the problem. It's like Preston Hanna in his webinar. And speaking of the webinars, you guys, the Flow now owns those. The Glasscraft webinars, like unbelievable educational materials. You can purchase those again now. And they're neat. Like they went up a little bit in price, but now you get the video for life. It's like building your own library. They went from like 60 to 90, but you used to only get like 2 or 3 viewings, and that was it. Like, or 2 weeks or something, I forget. It was okay, but it's so much better now. You pay a little more, but like you get it forever, and you don't have to worry about like Fucking, you know what I mean? If you were me, man, I mean, I would just screen rip that motherfucker and build my own library. You know, like I'm not gonna.
What?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that's what I would do.
Recommend that.
Hypothetically, but nobody has to play those dumbass games anymore, yo. Like they've you know, like it's always there. You get a lifetime pass when you purchase the Glasscraft. They're now the Flow webinars. But, you know, they've only done a couple of their own, so they're still like to me, they're like the Glasscraft webinars. But the Flow owns them now. And, you know, the Flow, you guys, they're one of my sponsors. It's a fucking awesome magazine. They publish like 4 times a year, and awesome tutorials. I don't want to even get into it. It's just like, man, Glassline is... I used to enjoy that a lot, and now it just seems like they ask anybody to participate, and the Flow is like it's all amazing, top of the line, heavy hitter stuff. I'm so proud to be involved with them. I should have left that on the cutting room floor. Let me not be negative about anything.
Sorry, did you say, what were we talking about? I think there was squeaky toys and dogs in the audience getting really excited about it.
No, I mean, I just, okay, let me reel this in. Preston Hanna in his Glasscraft webinar, and here he is, guys, puffing out like a pig nose or whatever they call it, downstem. But what Preston said in his webinar, he had a really good analogy for that, and he compared it to like cutting drywall in construction, you know? Cutting a hole in the wall or whatever. When you cut a hole in a wall, like, where does that material go? It's sitting on the floor in a disc, you know? Same thing with glass. Like, that material should be on the floor or wherever, you know, just not there. Don't ream it out to the edge. That's not a good thing to do. So that's just a little thought process on when you open that hole.
It's a volume control issue, and volume control and the insulation and the thicker versus thinner spots, it's just going to cause issues.
Right. Well, you know, there's like 2 forms of stress in glass. Roger Paramore taught me.
Okay.
There's thermal stress and there's mechanical stress. Mm-hmm. Mechanical stress is when there's like a carve in the glass or this like sharp angle or whatever, right?
Or whatever.
Yeah. Those are problematic. But then thermal stress is where there's like too sharp a gradient of temperature. And borosilicate is pretty magic in that it can handle big temperature swings. Oh, yeah. But if you've got this one really thick area, or if you've got, you know, it could just be one thing that is really hot in the core and too cold on the surface, boom, you're stressing it out. The part in between is in the stress zone, which is around 950 for borosilicate, okay. You know, which is really close to the annealing temperature, where the molecules are finally allowed to relax. But when they come out of that, if they're not in a happy place, that's where shit's going to pop. It can pop exclusively because of thermal stress. It can pop exclusively because of mechanical stress, or more likely, if you've got some kind of mechanical stress in there, the thermal stress is what's going to truly set it off. Mm-hmm. It could have lived a happy life if it had always stayed hot. If you'd always just kept it at 2,000 degrees. But that's not life for glass, you know? It's got to get cold at some point, so. And here's where he sealed it in, you guys. There's a little material to move around, but he's really just kind of rolling the lip of the seal there so that they all contact. And here's an example of like 40-40-20 in action, because, you know, in a seal like this, they weren't, it's not a perfect alignment here. So what's happened is that now, and it's already tacked in there, right? So what he's left with now is probably 40% of his work in the cleanup, 40 or 50% of the work in the cleanup. Whereas if those holes had just like, if that little guy had just perfectly sat in the lip, you know, it's like you want that hole to be just the tiniest bit wider, so that the piece can kind of almost fall through, you know, but not. And I mean, some people will bridge it up with it fully able to fall through and just roll that lip back so that barely any glass contacts, and then when you go and chase that seal around in the cleanup, it just kind of, the material evens out, boom, quick and easy. It's when there's extra material that has to move around is trouble. So it's no big deal. It's just you could see that there was a little bit of overhang on the seal, and that means that now his cleanup is going to be just a little more involved. He's just going to have to take a little more time. And I don't know, I mean, it's it's just like a teaching concept, but I really like it. Like I said, Mike and Nan, Merge Scientific, is who shared that 40-40-20 concept with me, and it's really stuck with me. It's a good way to think about seals, and you can see how it goes down, and it's not perfect for everything. Some seals, there's the math can't be done one way or another, but in general, it's a good way to think about how, the right setup facilitates an easy seal together in the second part, and then that facilitates an easy cleanup. And when one of those things goes wrong, you can see how it makes the other parts more difficult. There he is, getting the back side of that lip and puffing it out by blocking the hole there with that graphite.
Look at that flame.
Yeah, that's a lot of triple mix. GTTs, man, they have this, if you're not familiar, that valve on the top is called the triple mix, and the port sitting in another port of oxygen, and it's like a thinner port. It's like that port is almost like a garden hose that's been blocked off by the other ports. Like when you block part of the garden hose with your thumb, and all of a sudden you're shooting this like thin but like more aggressive jet of water than the hose alone. Same thing with that triple mix. That triple mix is like a smaller port. It pushes with more velocity, and it really sharpens the flame and can turn it from your standard, whatever oxidizing aggressive flame to much. Look at this. That is a lot of triple mix there, and that just gives you these super needle flames because they're pushing out into this little thin aggressive stream. Because the other ports are literally sitting inside of that port. It could be the little port in the middle, but either way, it's like this little tiny sliver of one of the ports in the setup.
Oh, that reminds me, Kate's gonna have a Champion Sharp Flame
torch
for use of a melt, right?
Yep. She's gonna be there. Willie from GTT is gonna be there. Probably some badass GTT torches to fuck with too. They're not the biggest social media guys, but he's gonna be there. I mentioned this last week, I think, but it really melted my heart at the FAM show recently with Willie, the homie from GTT, and Kate from Bethlehem were hanging out and becoming friends, and finding out that they got a lot more in common than they have apart, and that's a beautiful thing.
New torch release, the GTT Bethlehem collab.
Right? Yeah, someday. That's my dream. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. It's not always possible, but I love the notion that all the people who sponsor my work, Bethlehem and GTT in this case, it means a lot when they all get along. And I don't want sponsors that are button heads or any of that. I wouldn't want to be sponsored by a company that treats other companies that way. Like we all have to compete with one another, but there's the honor and camaraderie to that. I feel like all these companies, man, even if they had beef in the past, at this point, they're all cool to one another. And that just means a lot that some of these companies support my work, knowing good and well that I'm going to be off to their competitor's show and put positive light on that the same way.
Oh, look at that. Mark's right. It's the Grand Sharp Flame before it's released. That's what she's going to have.
Oh, hell yeah. That'll be exciting.
Kate had Willie in a headlock. Oh, my God.
What? Oh, no.
Somebody in chat popped up and said Kate had Willie in a headlock.
Okay. All right. That sounds like Kate.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Don't corner her.
That's funny. Hey, it sounds like Charity's coming to Melt again this year.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to be able to come.
That's awesome. I'm happy to be able to see you again, Charity. Fuck yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to everybody who joined us. I've not been on the chat because I've been doing my best to give you guys a halfway decent narration here. But I really appreciate everybody who tunes in so much. It makes
I let them all know in chat that you're busy rambling, but I pass the messages on.
Word, that's right.
That you've got messages stacking up in your inbox there. So.
Oh, really? Oh, goodness. Yep. That sounds... Oh, time to close Facebook.
Yeah. Shut that shit down.
Yeah, so guys, not to get too far away from the demo, I mean, but as you can see now, he really took his time and went all the way around that seal and, you know, really continually puffed it out, and now he knows that that thing is sealed in there. Everything is happy. And, you know, when you make a move like this, if you tool something, anything that is a little stressful, if you can bring it all back up to like working temperature or close to it, you know, make it all get hot together. That's going to really facilitate relieving some of that stress temporarily. That thermal stress, you know, when one area is much hotter than another. This is the way to help fix that, you know, because this area with the joint has just been continuously getting hot. Now it's all come up together. The ring seal area, the downstem inside of it hopefully is even getting hot. I mean, you can see it in there. It's hot. It's orange. It's not gone yellow or anything. It all looks really hot and happy. And there's removing that bridge. So he's just got to get rid of that clear, you know. Now he's kind of reshaping the rest of the bill.
Quack, quack.
That's right. Put it on the bill. And yeah, so now this thing, you know, we can almost see the danger. It's that he's in the joint. We're unbridged. Anything could happen.
Watch out.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's not like that, but, you know, for the purposes of all that work, putting the joint in and, you know, all of that sort of business, it was definitely good to be bridged up. And here we go. Tap, tap, tap. There it is. And that's a wrap, y'all. Yo, huge shout outs to Rhino and to the Glass Vegas homies, Ted, Amy, Leanne,
Dustin,
everybody over there, everybody involved with that show are super fucking awesome. I'm excited to see Amy and Sky. Sky's another one. All these cats, yeah, they'll be at Melt. Yo, homies, these companies that you're seeing up for just a minute are the cats who make it possible for me to go to show upon show upon show and capture the dankest shit for you guys. So, you know, I ain't telling you where to buy from or what to do, but if you do business with these cats, you know, maybe let them know. You know, thanks for helping Mike get to all those shows. I don't know. No big deal if you don't, but, you know, I don't...
I'm just gonna say, as a representative of a sponsor, it helps sponsors to know where to spend their money. So if you do business, try and give a shout out, because they like to hear that their money is being well spent. Right.
Yep. Totally. Not to take away from anything else. There's all sorts of cool stuff out there, but you know what I'm doing. It's hyper efficient. I do all of the editing, all of that myself. I don't have to outsource design, any of that. But there's just hard expenses, and like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody or put myself above anything. I think there's some amazing things that people should invest in, like Paul Taylor's Patreon is incredible, you know, like lessons all the time. But like I said, I just want to contrast and say that the reason I ask for support is because there's so many firm expenses. When we did this show, when it was just demos, did I ever ask for a dime? Hell the fuck no. It was only as...
No, you just take time out of your schedule and, you know...
Yeah, well, it's fun for me. I don't mind doing that.
Filming and editing, and that's great.
Yeah, that was... When it was just that, yeah, but, you know, the flights and the hotels and food on the road and this and that, I've got all sorts of tricks. You know what I mean? I got my airplane bottles. I know how to avoid the big expenses on the road, but some of them you simply can't. There's no way to go get to a McDonald's cheap some nights. You know what I mean? I hate to sound like that. Like, I gotta eat nice. Like, we don't gotta eat that nice. But sometimes you cannot avoid going to some restaurant that's $25 that night versus being able to go. There's not an hour and a half to go, you know, grab an Uber and get to a place with cheaper food. You know what I mean? Like,
I am so looking forward to Las Vegas for that very reason. Like in Bally's, the restaurant options, they look really good. I'm excited about this.
Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. No, there's some good options there. I don't even want to get too deep about expenses and stuff. It's just there are some firm expenses in this shit, and anybody who can pitch in a little bit, man, I really appreciate it. We got some awesome stuff on the Patreon, and that's all linked. Not to get into all that again, though. I'm not going to take your time with that. But, yo, guys, we did have a dope sticker pack to give away.
We got a drawing coming up.
Yeah. Yo, put some numbers in, dogs. 1 through 200. Excuse me. That sounds right. I'm looking at the chat now. Harrison says, what day you guys getting through the melt? We'll be there the night before it starts. So, we're flying in Sunday. But if you're attending melt, do not get there Sunday. Like it is.
Yeah, no, they don't want you to get there Sunday.
Not to be like I'm special, but like we're sponsors and doing a whole like. I helped build that camp now. Come on.
So yeah,
we get but yeah. Just know.
Special, but he's special.
If you well, I mean it's sponsors and stuff like that.
Special,
it's a whole
special,
different thing.
How's that?
Yeah, but if you're not a sponsor, show up on Monday. But yeah, guys, what we've got. I got a dope sticker pack. We got lots of. This is
Wait,
like.
What's this, Dustin? Should I add the Rhino sticker sheet to the giveaway?
There's a Rhino. Oh man, what dudes? Okay, now yes, you should, Dustin. Those are fucking awesome. Carrie, remember I was telling you like Danger Visual. Shout outs to Danger Visual. He does the sickest sticker sheets for these guys.
Right.
I'll show you some. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, look at this. Oh, right. Yes, look at that cute little pixelated Rhino sticker. All right, all right. Oh, yeah. Aren't those sweet? All right, all right. That's awesome. Thanks, Dustin. Sweet. So it sounds like, let me wait till Mike gets back on the head so you can hear this. It sounds like Dustin's going to add a sticker pack to the drawing here.
Yeah, all the dopest stickers on there, y'all. Like the Rhino one. Ugh.
That's sweet.
Yeah, like that's one of them. That's one of the Danger Visual ones. There's another one. All these coil ones with the little cool fucking monkeys. These are all part of these like sticker sheets that he does.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they're awesome.
And
like,
an OG hat. Damn, that sounds like a separate prize pack.
I know, we're gonna have to pick a second number for that. Yeah, we're gonna pick a second winner for that. Somebody's man, what?
Dustin, that's sweet.
You fucking man, baby. Hell yeah, man, hell yeah. Oh shit, the homie at FAM was rocking one of the new, like the orange floral pattern hat. I was like, I'd already been tempted to scoop one of those shits on the internet site. Dustin, tell them where to find your stuff. Let me pull it up actually, the official Genius store. Teespring? I'll let him tell us, but y'all just keep putting the numbers in or whatever. Guys, Pipe Classics coming up. I'm so excited to go cover that. Look at this lineup. These are some of the real homies. Matascookie is one of my first real, like I said, I started at Redemption with Fat Mike, and that was really cool. But then when I really like started taking real classes, Matascookie, I spent a week with him and really formed like so many of the fundamentals. And then I got to learn with so many amazing people, you know, Roger Paramore, Mickelson, the list just goes on and on. Lawrence Stump, Kiva Ford, all of these people have added something, but a lot of it begins with Matascookie and this Venetian-rooted shit. Man, I'm literally looking forward to putting a camera on the homie. He's one of my favorite glass workers, period. And, man, and look at this lineup, man. Shaka, Laceface, she's another one of my teachers. I found out that that class that I took with her, I learned with her and Mickelson together. That was her first class she had ever taught. I didn't know that at the time. I was joking about it at, like, I don't know, there's like, I think she played it cool. Maybe she did tell us that at the time, but I don't remember. Man, Kurt B, the OG legend with the honey bears, yo. Fucking Joe Peters, man. That stream he did the other day on Corning was incredible. Dosh, man, the homie. I've gotten to know him a bit more over the past year. He's a really cool fucking cat. I like Dosh a lot. Serto, I don't know him, but I like his work. Same goes for Sam Lyons. He's been at Melt, and we just haven't had a chance to talk. Kai Beck. That's how you pronounce it. Y'all don't walk up and be like, Kaj? He'd be like, well, it's Kai, but okay, dumbass. No, just kidding. Fucking Hickory's work is incredible. Crunk, man. And Chris Hubbard, dude, the fucking homie. These are all great cats. Melt, man. Look at that lineup. If you were on the fence about this...
No kidding,
dude, let me push you over. Because... I mean, look at this lineup. And it's going to be so fucking good. This lineup is really, really crunk. When Hick Dog is the last guy in the lineup, you know it's a strong lineup. Like, holy shit. I don't know why they put him at the end, but this lineup is really amazing. All of these cats are so great, and like I said, I'm gonna be. I mentioned this during the thing, but some of you guys probably just tuned in because you know we do these giveaways at the end. No, just playing. But what was I saying? Oh, about how we're doing the Melt University in 2020. Probably in 2020. I might run some of it sooner, but the main stage stuff is going to form a whole own series, and we'll have them properly mic'd up, and I think we'll really cut those down into something special for you guys out there. But man, look at all these cats that are coming to this thing that you can meet and learn from and bother. It's awesome.
Bother.
Yeah. Tim Dreyer, I'm putting the camera right here, baby. You know, kind of thing.
Tim Dreyer, he's been making the rounds. He was just at FAM. He's going to be at Melt now.
Yep. He really has been getting out. His drinkware reinvented thing is completely awesome. Really good stuff. Just in case you guys didn't catch my Patreon ramble earlier. Are the numbers in for real, though?
You know, there was one a second ago. Was everybody getting their numbers in? Because there are quite a few numbers in.
All right. Well, in the meantime, now guys,
about large format dragons and such.
Okay. Well, we've got the fucking large format dragon demo from David Sandage on the Patreon. Now, not to get too deep onto that, but you know, I'm not really into like donations and all that, or donos as the kids call them. They'd be like, yeah, I got a $100 dono the other night. And it's just like, what? why are you asking your audience for money like that? I'm not really comfortable with that, but if you want to support what I'm doing and help me get to more shows and really help this thing progress in the right direction, this is how. I'm dropping a lot of 6 stuff on here, 4 demos a month that stay exclusive for 6 months.
Yeah, seriously, $5. That's like really a no-brainer, because if you were subscribing to a magazine, it would be much more expensive.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give me video.
There it is, the large format dragon. Honestly. David Sandage is sincerely a master of, especially the wings. Like, holy fucking shit. And you know, everything that you guys are seeing here, it will come out in time. What I film is for everyone. It's just the folks who can pitch in, I'm getting stuff out faster for them. And giving you guys just a little lead time on some really amazing stuff. And
yeah, it's reasonable.
Hashtag reasonable. No, man, I put some thought into this and what was the most fair thing for the shows that are kind enough to let me cover this way, and you know, for the artists and for everybody out there who tunes into this party and truly makes it possible. But for those who can pitch in a little bit, we got something real cool. And this is it. It's $5, and there's some really, really good stuff. We do have the subscription packs as well. That's what you guys are seeing. Some of the Millie. There's some fun options. If you don't want to pitch into all that, it's okay. I promise I don't care. It just means a lot when you can. So it's that's that. How about that Shaka, man? I put up a poll today, and I was like, which demo do you guys want to see? And man, everybody massively went for the Rhino one, which no hate. I was just like, Damn, where's the love
No
for
worries.
Shaka?
You know, I filmed the Shaka, so apparently everybody figured that one out. But, you know, whatever. We'll see it some other time.
Yeah, no.
I'm just playing.
About all that. All right, are all the numbers in? Is that what it is? Were there any questions?
Somebody said that someone needed to pick another number, but then that person said nobody else saw it, that I saw no. So, I don't know. Is number 47 taken by somebody else?
I don't know, but if you lean that close to the mic, you get really loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just let you know.
Thank you.
It's all good. Okay. All right.
All right, so guys, like maybe 30 seconds. Let's get we got to figure it out. And I think somebody just hit me up on Facebook and said something about can't get my number in on TT chat. Can you add 58 for me? I'm not sure why, but All
right, we'll add 58.
I'll add 58.
If it's already been taken, though, I can't help you. Bam.
If it's been taken, then I'm sorry.
Yeah. Who are these people who can't?
HBO fam.
Makes me suspicious.
I know. Would you block them?
Yeah, why were you blocked? I'm late. Can I pick a number? Arlie, you pick a number. Yeah, you do your thing. Yeah, no, we're not going to discriminate. But it is time. It is time. Arlie is going to be the last number. Get that pick in. Let's do it. Numero uno, pick 14, but, I mean, you should really pick number 1, right? No? Okay, I'm just saying. Name is number 1. So, no? Alright.
Sure. I'm with you.
Okay, because his name is number 1.
I get
just
it.
Pick number 1.
Alright.
Alright, okay.
Numero uno, 14.
14, okay. Alright, I think we're ready to do this.
Alright, here they come.
All right. What did I say? 1 through 200? Yeah.
Did you? Well, I see 171, so
yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, no, and there's apparently 148 people tuned in at some point, so nice. We had to do at least 200. Yeah, that is nice. Thanks, y'all. That means a lot. Derek Weaver sneaking one in, baby. Fuck yeah. Derek, I'm excited to see you, man. Fuck yes. All right, here we go. Let's pick the winner for the sticker pack with the jet lighter and Millie. Hell yeah. Clickety, 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 clack. 18. Oh. All right. Do we have an 18?
Oh, that's no, 182. Nope. I don't see an 18. Are we doing exact?
Yeah, we're doing exact.
Right.
No? I see 182. I guess we should go closest. No?
Well, you know...
No, let's do it. Let's keep going. Let's do this. Exactly. Clickety, clack. 67. I'll keep doing this. Because I figured out how to turn system sounds off so nobody has to hear me searching. It's perfect. Awesome. Clickety-clack, 21.
21. Ooh, 1 of 3.
Oh, I see that.
What is
that?
Okay.
I see. Yeah, you're on it too.
121.
Damn.
121.
How many people pick 121? This is crazy.
Right? Everybody's on 121, but nobody's on 21.
No, they are not. 10. All right, here we go.
Sorry, y'all.
1 out of 2. 2 out of... No. I don't got none.
I got none. Nothing.
All right, 110. That means there's not going to happen because it would have already come up.
Exactly. I was like, no, that would have...
All right, 114.
Nothing.
46.
Nothing.
8.
We're going to do this all night, folks.
Yeah.
Ooh, 1 of 18. All right, so there's some 8s,
I have 21 entries on this.
Wow. All right, so... No, that's somebody's name, somebody's name, somebody's name.
Oh, yeah, man. Damn it, Walker. You're
somebody's name, somebody's name. 2882. I don't think...
Duck. Oh, I see it. Wait. Hold on. What am
I think he's talking about...
Yeah, all right, Josh. We're going to give it to Joshua because he saw that Chad S. picked the 13 above.
But he just picked...
No, he saw that Chad picked the 13.
All right.
I assume.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's write this down. Josh Williams. Didn't he just win something?
Is that the homie Music Man glass? Could be wrong. It's not. I think that's you, Joshua Williams, though. I got you on 8. You're definitely the first 8. So that was you, baby. Yeah, you won, man. All other discussion aside.
All right, and then the next one. This is
yeah, it is. That's the homie. Music
awesome.
Man Glass, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to see you too again, man. Fuck yes,
so
excellent.
This next one. This is the Dustin Amato.
All right. Yeah. Good shit. Excellent.
Pleasure pack, right?
The Dustin Amato pleasure pack, exactly. The OG pleasure pack. Yes. Hell yeah. All right, clickety, 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 clack. Ooh, 181. No. 67. Wait. Okay. Nope. 14. I feel like we already did 14. No. 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 Oh, numero uno. The dude who I said should have picked number 1.
Right, he picked 14.
He picked 14 and he just fucking won.
Knew what was up.
All right, numero uno, that's you.
Sweet. OG lid and the Rhino sticker sheet. What? Hold on, what?
James Reed said 8 first. Well, we're going to have to go back and scroll this now real quick. Let me look.
8?
Well, I'm not seeing that other 8. Well, this is why I do not like
No. He said 8-bit. He was referencing...
Yeah, he's talking about the sticker, the Rhino sticker.
That was
Yeah. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Well, that's what's up, you guys.
Sweet.
I don't think I had anything else.
Wait, so who got the
what's up?
Who won the OG pleasure pack, numero uno?
That was numero uno, yeah. The guy, yeah, number 1, man. He won.
All right, so what should these folks do? The winners?
Dude, I mean, you're coming to Melt, so like I should just bring you that pack, right? Like, why would I mail that shit to you? Just fucking meet me at Melt, and I got your fucking guy here. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah.
Going crazy. And then numero uno.
Numero uno needs to hit Dustin Amato. And dude, you apparently a limited edition sheet and the hat. I mean, that's an awesome fucking
Dustin.
prize.
That is really awesome. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Yeah, Dustin, thank you, man. And
sharing the post and the video and everything. That's awesome.
Yep. Thanks. Yeah, guys, he's the one who made this hat, a couple of my other hats that I wear, man. Like really, really awesome stuff. If you didn't link that store, man, you should tell them where to find your stuff because it is just really, really nice. And I love seeing homies in the glass scene whenever they're wearing it. We kind of give each other the fucking nod, you know, like, oh shit, you know, Dustin too. And it's like, yep, that's right, man. It's good shit. So yeah, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all y'all who tuned in. Man, this party is just a very positive thing for me.
So Mike, what's up next week? Are we gonna have a premiere that you're gonna upload so people can party without us?
I don't know. Kind of put me on the spot there. I feel like we might.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna have like my laptop with me and the ability to upload stuff. We'll see what happens for the next few weeks because after Melt, I'm going to be on the road, kind of. Maybe we'll do something special with the homies, like at the Melt spot, if I'm still there. I really don't know. There might be some uploads. There might be something. I can't promise anything.
I'm not asking you to make any commitments. I just wanted to know if you had any plans.
Yeah, no firm plans for the next few weeks. I'll try and get something up, and I'll definitely like try and have you guys know I like to not let the party go without for too long. So if it's possible, I'll have something scheduled for Tuesday. It might be something pre-recorded with music. It might be something we'll be there to talk over. It depends where I'm at and what's going on. The week after Melt, I'll be traveling around and handling business, and then the week after that, Pipe Classic. So
yeah, probably not live from Melt because the connection out there is a little sketch, and I don't know if my hotspot will pull it off.
Well, if I can get on the Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, you guys did it 1 year.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi there is incredible. So if we can do it, we'll do it. If not, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I would count on something maybe, but if not, please don't hold it against me because this is gonna be like it's gonna be a run. You know, we're gonna do Melt and then be kicking it with the homie Whitefire for a little bit that week, and handling some business, and then the whole week with Pipe Classic. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I don't know if I'll be able to go live during Pipe Classic. I don't know what it is, but I want to. I just don't know. Just don't know yet, guys.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Y'all know I'll do my best to make the party happen, even if I can't be there. And that's part of the beauty of this Torch Pass stuff. Some of it is still sitting there in the archive, ready to help pad out some of these weeks when I'm not around. So yeah, I mean, in the fall and into the winter is gonna slow down a bit. So we're gonna fireside chat every fucking week. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be really good. Oh shit, you guys can see Ghost Carrie
in
the background.
Yeah, there it is. I'm dancing.
Yeah, see, because for those of you at home, how this works is I've got my screen here, and then right above it is a second monitor that I have mounted up. So you're able to see Carrie's reflection in the second monitor, which we switched to. So yeah, it's like that's what I'm seeing above me. Yeah, and there she is. There she is in that picture frame behind me. The intricacies of the fireside chat with Mike and Carrie. We actually have a whole new show planned, you guys. I shouldn't even be talking about this yet, but I'm gonna take you into like 2021.
Getting loose.
2021, y'all. Hot glass hot tub.
Oh, right. Yes, Mike's been on this hot tub thing.
It's our show that we're going to do in a hot tub. That's all I'm going to say for now.
A torch.
There might be a torch. I mean, we might melt glass at the hot tub.
Not?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I just know that when we have the hot tub, we're going to do a show in the hot tub, and it's going to be about glass, so it's going to be called Hot Glass Hot Tub.
Of course.
I don't know. You all tell me what you think about that. But anyways, that's just something to look forward to. This is where your Patreon dollars are going.
Like, don't tell them that. That's
just playing. No, man, all that shit goes to fucking plane tickets for real, no joke. But okay. On that note, I think we've had enough fun. Yeah, guys.
Thank you all for joining us. Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. Thanks so much for tuning in, homies. Let me hand you off to Carrie for a proper goodbye. Say goodnight.
Right. Good night. No, seriously, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. I really hope that we can go live next week from Melt. That's gonna be kind of on Mike because he's gonna have the hot tub, the laptop rather. He'll have the laptop and the Wi-Fi connection and all of that stuff. So we'll see what we can do there. And
hot glass laptop.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. Carrie does. Man, this is such an awesome thing to do, and it makes me feel really genuinely useful. I don't know, that to me that's important.
Mimosa Mike in the hot tub.
I also want to have mimosas in a hot tub. But no, I mean it means a lot to that you guys support me in my journey here just by being part of this party and kicking it. It's the best. Y'all rock. Yeah, with that said, I'll bid y'all adieu. I can't wait to see a bunch of y'all at Melt. And until we talk again, take care. Have a good one.
Yeah, come up and say hi to us and introduce yourself straight off. Like, hey, Carrie, / hey, Mike, my name is...
Yep, my name is...
Do that first.
Wicked Slim Shady.